The Extraordinary Rendition of Janos Farkas. Chapter 52. They walked with no apparent sense of purpose, window shopping, pointing at curios, admiring a dress. In the Hamra district they appeared no different than any of the others who were out to buy a newspaper, have a coffee, enjoy lunch, or just sit and while away the time. There was no talk of their business. There would be a time and a place for that. Spencer bought some newspapers at a stall, and they found an isolated table at a sidewalk cafe where they could sit and read them. "He wants a simple assassination," Spencer said from behind his newspaper. "Then why not get the priest to do it?" Gisela asked, looking over hers. "What does he need us for?" "I don't know," Spencer replied. "Something doesn't seem right." The waiter came and they ordered coffee. "The detonators and the explosives are here," Turk said when the waiter had left. "That is what we were coming to Berlin for, to tell you." "They have arrived?" Spencer asked. "And the watches?" "They were shipped to Howard at the same time. He will have them." "There's nothing about the prison break in this paper," Gisela said, folding the paper and putting it down. "Nor this one," Turk added. "Mine either," Spencer said. "Does anyone but me find it strange that there's no news at all of it?" Alice Murray said the Syrians wouldn't broadcast it. Renditions are something no one wants to admit to, especially when someone escapes. "So why not go on with the plan we already had?" Gisela asked. "We can set it up and be out of here and in the clear when it all happens." Howard said he canceled the evening's entertainment because he wasn't sure I would show up and he didn't want the watches to go to waste. "You're here, the watches are here, and the explosives are here," Turk said. "What's the problem?" "I don't know if there is a problem, Turk. Something just doesn't feel right about this. It's not my style to walk in and just start shooting people." "You're right, Gisela. Why not get the priest to do it? Unless—" Spencer paused, watching the other faces, wondering just what he should say to them. The one thing he knew for sure was that Howard was not what he had expected, and he needed these two to cover his ass until he could find his own opportunity. "Unless what?" Gisela asked. "Unless we, are being set up," Spencer replied. "Maybe Howard wants me eliminated along with his father and brother, so that when he becomes king there is no one to connect him with his past." "If he tries anything on you, I will kill him," Turk replied. Gisela looked at her brother. There was something about him that had been niggling at her since the prison break. What was it? Something was not right. There was something very un-Janos about him, something different than she remembered. Had Father Philistine changed him that much? Were the bruises and the sunglasses hiding something? Spencer noticed the look, the slight shifting of her eyeline as she examined his face, and then his shoulders and arms and hands. He was sure there was a questioning in the look. "It may all be nothing," he said. "It might just be in my mind, but I wanted to say, because I don't want anything to happen to my sister and friend. Remember," he said, looking directly at Gisela, "remember how easy it is to give yourself away? Remember our first indiscretion, our first mistake? Remember when you dared me to steal the pie from the widow Gandhi's window? Remember the rich bitch and how she hated kids? There were purple pie stains all over our faces when we got home, and we didn't get any desserts or sweets for 2 weeks. If it wasn't for the evidence on our face, we would have gotten away with it. If we had just washed them, no one would have suspected us. And the thing about it was the pie wasn't that good. Do you remember? The rich bitch couldn't cook." He waited for Gisela's reaction. It was his ace, his childhood card. He had played it. If it didn't work, he didn't have many others. "I remember," she said, but the look in her eyes questioned her words. "And I remember other things, too." "So do I, sister, so do I. Anyway, we'll find out more tonight. Howard has invited you and I to a reception at the hotel." "What kind of reception?" For some of the people involved in the Arab summit meetings, important people and their guests who play behind-the-scene parts when the president and kings are there. Some Syrians are invited. I think he wants to show me off and rub their noses in it. What about me? Turk asked. Spencer shook his head. You have more important things to do. Now that the bodyguards have seen you and know that you know Howd, you'll have easier access to the hotel. I need you to sniff around, find out what is what and where is where. If Howd does have anything up his sleeve, we need to know everything about the hotel. Escape routes, fire exit codes, service routes, maintenance tunnels, and so on. You know what to do. But right now, I need you to check that the detonators and explosives are really here. I've already done that. When? When you were with Howd. You saw them with your own eyes? No, I made a call. I need you to see them with your own eyes, Spencer said, leaning toward Turk. It may be nothing, but if there is a chance something is not right here, I need to know exactly what I can count on. Right now I've got you and Gisela, and of course Ein, although she is not from our training and I do not want her brought into it. That's all I've got for sure. Maybe everything's on the up and up, maybe Howd is on the level, but if there's a chance he isn't, if there's even a whiff of a setup, I want us to be in control. What you see with your own eyes, believe. What you don't. The waiter came back, and without looking, Spencer pulled a fat roll of euros from his pocket, took a large note and gave it to him. Women's fashions, he said, high fashions, where is the best place? Verdun, Main Street by the Concord Galleria, the waiter answered. Spencer peeled off another bill and handed it to the waiter. Can you get us a taxi there, please, he said. When the waiter left, he said to Turk and Gisela, Turk, you have explosives to find. Gisela, you have dresses to find. Something for the reception tonight. One for you and one for Ein. She looks good in green. Here's the roll of money Howd gave me. Be lavish. Spend as much as you want. But don't use a card. I don't want the physical record of us here. That's the end of chapter 52.